120 to 114. Welcome to a live CK post-game show. CK podcast here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel. I'm your host, Leo Biaz. And the vibes are good today. I know the Kings won a very ugly win. But as Coach Brown said, it's not easy to win the NBA. This Laker team, which we'll get to, is god-awful. But they were desperate tonight. They needed a win in front of their home crowd. No LeBron James. So they came out with a sense of urgency. And the Kings were able to really take the punch and then win the game. You're judged by wins and losses. Nobody feels bad for the Kings that they got robbed twice last week. They should be 7-0 in the last 7 games. But they're 5-2. Okay? They've won the last 5 out of 7 games. Nobody feels bad for that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Oh, they beat a bad team tonight. Okay. The Kings have not beaten bad teams in the past. Yes, they play to the level of their competition. But ultimately, you get judged on what? Wins and losses, okay? And I know the group chats that I'm in are like, oh, well, they barely won. Like, since when are Kings fans picky? Like, this is still a bad organization until proven otherwise. Enjoy the wins that you do get because they haven't been many in the last 16 years. So stop the cap already. The Kings are playing well right now. We all know that. Yes, can you be nitpicky and, oh, they got... Of course you can. That's the whole point. That's why we do a post-game show every single game, to nitpick on what they can improve, right? And then point out what they've been good at. That's the whole point of just the NBA media and NBA Twitter and NBA Instagram and all these platforms on how we interact with people. Of course there's room for improvement. Duh, nobody's saying this is a final product, a finished product. I mean, damn. It takes time. Just like I told you guys to hold up on Sabonis. I said, man, he looks tired. He had a big responsibility this summer with his national team. And right now, he's looking like the Sabonis that we've seen the last 4 years. The All-Star, the 2-time All-Star. I told you that was going to eventually come back. He wasn't going to continue to miss layups. He's been extremely physical against AD, against whoever the Lakers put against him. Last game, 11-12 from the free throw line against Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. What are you going to say? He's doing it against bums? He's not doing it against bums. He's doing it against All-Stars. Allen, All-Star. AD, All-Star. Evan Mobley, future All-Star. Wayne Gabriel's a bum, but still, he's still, an NBA player. Come on, man. Stop the cap. Put some respect on that man's name right now. And De'Aaron Fox, this is the Leo Biaz jersey, but De'Aaron Fox is that guy. And I've been telling you guys that for a long time now. I've been telling you guys that. All he needed was a decent coach, and he finally has one. All he needed was a little bit of stability, and he has that. And we'll get into Tyrese's comments because it was hilarious. But damn, man. Hit the like button right now, or dislike if you disagree with me. Either way, it helps out the algorithm. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We don't get enough likes on these videos, which pisses me off. Then it doesn't push it out to the algorithm. When you know the content is fire, man. When you know I talk to every single one of you guys. When you guys talk to me on Instagram and message me, and I take the time out of my day to talk to you guys. So hit the like button, man. You know I'm access free all the time. Don't even charge you guys for that, and I never will. Unless you guys want me to. I mean, if you guys want to donate to money, you guys can. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. It'll allow me to buy more fishes. The saltwater fish is expensive. It's an expensive hobby. But yes. In all seriousness, thank you guys for all the love and support. It's been a good night. As you guys see, I'm hyped. I don't care what anybody says, man. Enjoy the wins when they come, even if they come in ugly fashion. Man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay, let's get to the game. Actually, let's switch it up a little bit here. Domantas Sabonis, 32 minutes tonight, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. That's a hell of a game there. Harrison Barnes, once again with a solid game. This is what I expect from HB. 13 points, 8 boards. That's winning basketball, if you ask me. That sounds about right, if you ask me. And I said that last game. I said, well, he scored 20 points a night. No, he won't. 13 to 15 is consistent. Keegan Murray, 2 points. Not a great game. There's no other way of saying it. But he had a little bit of good moments. Well, defensively, he got blown by, especially early on. But, he spaces out the floor. He's a rookie. He's going through an adjustment period. He shot the ball 3 times. Teams are locking down, top blocking him. It's all good. He's going to adjust because he's super high IQ and he has a great feel for the game. I'm not worried about him. He spaces out the floor for De'Aaron Fox, for Sabonis on that drive, on that give and go, on that DHO, on that split cut action. Like, Keegan Murray does a lot of things that don't show up on the box score. And it's okay. He was a plus 15. Obviously, I don't love the plus minus box, but there's a reason for that. Because he finds different ways to impact the game. And across the board, you're like, damn, like, how do you, again, we got to go back and watch the film, but he has done a lot of good things. He impacts the game when he rebounds, when he steps in. He took a charge today. He didn't get it. Like, he's doing all this on the fly. Like, he's learning, and he's a good player. He's a threat to score. He's a threat to score. Let me reiterate that. He's a threat to score every time he touches a basketball. The guy has a strap. I was going to say something else, but he has a strap, okay? De'Aaron Fox, 36 minutes, 32 points, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Sabonis real quick, 3 the free throw line. Gotta love that. 4 or 5 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. I think he started off 0 of 3. I think he had 0 points in the first quarter, so he had 32 points in the last 3. 7 defensive rebounds. 12 assists, 32 and 12. You telling me, man, he ain't an all-star? Come on, man. He's been doing this. Come on, man. He's that guy. Obviously, he's never started off this hot, and that was the big critique. That was his biggest criticism, that he tended to turn it on towards the end of the year when some would say it's a little bit too late. Some would say, well, you got to do it earlier, and he's doing it now. A lot of it, too, is because he didn't have the right talent next to him, and he had the wrong coaching next to him, right? And now he's taking the accountability of actually trying to lock down the other team's best player when he gets the opportunity to actually do it. And he's done a good job of that. He's been solid on defense, something that he hasn't been his entire career, even though he came into the league as a defensive prospect, believe it or not. Swipa the Fox is his name. I mean, you don't give a guy Swipa for some random reason. Like, you got to be actually good, and he was good. And then he took on a huge offensive load at the NBA level. The Kings were very good, and the rest is history. And you guys know what happened in the last 5 years. This year, going into a 6th, well, you're seeing a different De'Aaron Fox defensively. Offensively, we've seen this. We've seen this already. He's hitting his three-point shot at a much higher clip, which is the big difference here, which has opened up other things for other guys. But for the most part, he's been a consistent scorer the last 3 years. He's been able to get you a bucket whenever. Now there's wins attached to that. Now there's defense attached to that. So you're seeing him in a different light. But he always showed flashes of that. And that's why I never gave up on him, because I knew that the moment he had a little bit of stability, that this was going to happen. And I told El Lobo, I told all these people that were Fox haters, just calm down. He's going to be just fine. He's better than Tyrese Haliburton. I almost said Tyrese Evans. This is funny. Okay? And we'll get to Tyrese in a little bit. But, let's keep talking about this game. Kevin Huerter found his rhythm, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc, 6 of 13 from the field. He's not just a jump shooter, but both him and Sabonis work very well in that give and go, that DHO action there that they do all game long. Sabonis, I don't know how many screen assists he gets a game, but the guy sets very good screens and it gets his guys open. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. What are people saying? What are people saying? I noticed Keegan's struggles are on the road. No need. He plays fine at home. JJ Redick is sick right now. He probably is, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Come to sack. Anthony Davis, don't cry. Okay, so AD. Actually, let's leave this out there. Anthony Davis tonight, 34 minutes, 24 points, 14 rebounds, just a monster tonight. He had himself a very good game. I think he had 17 at the half. Obviously, the Kings did a better job. They adjusted. They brought some double teams at him. Kind of threw him off a little bit. Obviously, he scored 7, 8 points in the second half, so it worked. But overall, solid game for Anthony Davis. I would love to see him in purple and black for sure. Sabonis and AD would be phenomenal together. Right? They would complement each other so well. What Russell Westbrook tonight? He had a lot of defensive lapses, as he typically always does, but 21 points off the bench, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. I was like, shoot the ball, bro, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. He was making some tonight, but I'm gonna live with that. I'm gonna live with those results because I know he can't shoot, and he's not gonna do that, on a consistent basis, especially when you're as bad as him. I mean, the guy can't shoot. The guy can defend. That's why De'Aaron Fox was hunting him the whole time. I was like, switch, come here. Ghost screen by Kevin Huerter, which I think we'll get to in the highlights. But he's just so bad defensively. He's still amazing at getting to the rim, and the guy is so fast and athletic, but he's suited to come off the bench the way he has. So obviously I give him props for coming off the bench. And Charles Barkley said, "Oh well, the Lakers are stripping enough of his joy." Well, he's a professional. He's getting paid a lot of money, $47 million to be exact. And I would be ecstatic to be getting paid $47 million coming off the bench. Like, I want. Reeves had 19. He had himself a ball game. Christie had 7. I felt like his impact was. You felt that impact, right? 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Some people say he looked like Kobe Bryant from here to here, and it's like, bro, relax, stop. Lonnie Walker, I thought, was solid tonight. 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 19 points. He did get beat a lot defensively as well. And this is the strength of this Laker team, which is defense. But they allowed 120 points tonight. So, the Kings allowed 23, 37, 28, and 26. Pretty much what Vince and I talked about. I said, well, what's realistic? I said 28 points average. So what's the average, right? Let's see. 114 divided by 4. That's 28.5, ladies and gentlemen. So we're right where I said, 28 points. That's okay. Obviously, yeah, you want to be at 25, 26. But those are elite defensive teams, and that's something that the Kings are not. The Kings are not an elite defensive team, and they won't be, at least until they change up some of the personnel. 28.5 will win you ball games. But that means that you have to score as well. So can you get to 27 points, is what Vince was saying. He said 25, then I'm like, well, let's get to 28. And he's like, well, let's get to 27. Okay. If the Kings get to 27, that means that they can score 116, 115 and still win the ball game. 114 and still win the ball game. 113 and still win the ball game. That's more like it. 120 every night is not realistic. So yes, I agree. They got to keep them, there at 27 would be key. I said if they can be a top 17 defensive team and a top 10 offensive team, they'll make the playoffs this year. Those are realistic goals that, you should try and have against the wall and be like, okay, I got to meet these goals. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying top 5. I'm not saying top 10 defensive. I'm saying top 17 defensively, top 10 offensively. And I'm not saying by a little bit. Like, I want there to be like a separation from 17 to 18 and then from 10 to 11 in my eyes. But yes, the Lakers are a mess. This team is not good. They played their best around the basketball. They were 40% from beyond the arc. They were 46% at the half. I said that's not going to continue. They played well tonight. There's just not enough because they're just not good. Like, the Lakers aren't good. Period. The Kings just played awful, and they still won the game. So, yeah, the Kings are a better team than the Lakers. And again, 5-2 in the last 7. They should be 7-0 if they didn't rob them. 5-6 overall for the year. We'll talk about rotations in a little bit, right? Oh, Bass is in the building. Great to see Sabonis finally be comfortable and aggressive. The last games. I mean, that's Sabonis, bro. Like I said earlier, man, it was only a matter of time. DeMontis is that dude. Like, he didn't forget how to play basketball. He was just tired. He had a huge responsibility to play for his country over the summer, and that took a lot out of him. It really did. That's my only conclusion to all this, because I was watching him again courtside at Golden One. I'm like, he just looks tired. He just looks tired to me. And that's just the truth. Donovan Smith says, we are a terrible defense. Great win, but damn, it's trading. It's tough trading buckets. It was nice to see Fox and Domas take the game over. They're supposed to do that. Lakers should be thankful that they lost by a few points, because they should think Murray and Monk didn't have a good night scoring. What is JJ against the Kings? We're supposed to draft him. Oh, JJ Redick. Okay. So JJ Redick. How are the Blazers and the Utah top teams in the West? West is wide open. Well, I'll say this. I know people keep saying that the Kings should have won that game. Yes, to some degree, and they're talking about open night. Blazers are good. Like, I've been watching the Blazers play, and their defensive coverages are very, very unique. Like, they'll switch it up from zone to man, and it just confuses a lot of teams, and they have the personnel to do it. And this is why I was so adamant about Jeremy Grant. And how many people did not tell me that Jeremy Grant was washed? Literally, on Instagram, on direct messages. What are you talking about? I'm like, bro, like, and again, I was upset about that whole that Pistons and Kings, that swap for a reason. Like, you got to be able to get a guy like Jeremy Grant. And, the way they got him for literally nothing, I was just so upset. And he's showing why he's that dude that I thought he was. Like, he would be a huge upgrade over Harrison Barnes. Damn. Right? I guess. Now he's got to live with the results, and, it is what it is. It was nice to see Fox take it. Yep. He does make it. Lee, were you at the game, or was someone else picturing this? Yes, it was someone else's picture, and I put his name on there. Jage, the role player, judge, and like, he is okay. So I think you guys want to get to that. Let me give you guys some final thoughts on tonight's game. So Trey Lyles, 15 minutes, 0-4 from the three. What did I tell you guys last game? I said either he's going to have a great game or a bad game. There is no in between with Trey Lyles. And that's okay, because that's what role players do, though, right? That's what role players do. If he was a starter, he'd have a lot of issues, right? Just like the Lakers, winning Gabriel. He's not a starter, and yet he's starting for them. 4-4, 100% from the field, 8 points. That's a good game. But he's going to have games where he goes 0-4, 0-5, 0-6. He's not a starter. Now, luckily, Trey Lyles is not starting for the Kings, because they have a guy like Keegan Murray. They still have Harrison Barnes, which, again, I know a lot of people don't like, but he's still a good player. Better stood off the bench, in my opinion. But the Kings don't have much in terms of size and wing versatility. KZ is there, but it doesn't seem like he's going to play him. So, I mean, what do you do? Like, you don't start Lyles over Harrison. You don't start Metu over Harrison. You don't start Mitchell. You don't start Davis. You don't start Monk over him. So you are where you are, and you just got to hope that he gives you 13 points a night. If he gives you 13 points a night, that's not a bad thing. Like, Harrison Barnes, 13 points a night, that's a good thing. I'm surprised Rashawn Holmes did not play again. But I feel like he's gone with Metu now. At the 5, he's going small ball, 10 points, another solid outing by him, 5 rebounds. He's a role threat. You got to give him credit there. Like, he's going with Metu. I am shocked. Like, I'd rather go Metu over Lyles and then Holmes over Lyles. But it's working. 5 of 7. Just got to give this rotation. We wanted consistency, and it's looking like they have it. So, that's where we're at. Monk tonight, 8 points, 3 or 7. He does different things, though. 3 assists. Like, Malik has been good ever since his rough start. And, 8 points isn't great, but he was a +4 for the game, right? He did other things to impact the game tonight. And that's what Mike Brown, that's what I look for every single game. Like, what are you doing besides scoring the ball? Or what are you doing besides spacing out the floor? What are you doing besides playing defense? Like, you have to be able to impact the game in different ways. I think Ty said that the Kings are ranked 5th in bench scoring at 39.5, so almost 40 a game. That's good. That's good. Much better bench. Much better bench. Okay. Okay, let's play this.
The Kings won, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the Kings won, yeah. The Sacramento Kings, oh yeah, the Kings won, yeah. Fox is so bad.
These guys are terrible, but the Kings won, yeah.
So strong, yeah. Coach Mike is so smart, yeah. They're gonna play all bound, yeah.
All right, playoff bound, yeah. Okay. Someone says first, Bat bot, you behave yourself. Another game from my guy Brendan. Okay, so let's look at King's film room there. We got Jason saying De'Aaron is filthy. We got Fox saying light the beam. So good stuff there. My guy Savage says, still can't believe the Pacers traded him away. You gotta love this, right? Sabonis in the last 5 games, 21, 10, 6. Yeah, right. And as a matter of fact, let's get to that, right? Let's get to today's drama-filled day with J.J. Redick, Tyrese Haliburton, and Reese Caldwell, De'Aaron Fox's wife. So is she Reese Fox now? Did she change her name? I'm not sure. And then I tweeted out, and this goes to what he talked about, which is on the importance of culture. I said the culture is a losing one. Until they start winning, the culture will be the same, and the same goes for the Kings. Tyrese and JJ got to stop this nonsense. Let's just see how the season goes before you start talking about culture. And the same goes for the Kings. Like, people are like, oh, well, the Kings changed his culture. We don't know that yet. Like, the Kings are doing good in the last 7 games, but what if we get to late December, mid-February, and they go on the losing streak and you start seeing the bad habits again? We don't know it yet. Like, we have to let the season just play itself out until we say, okay, this is a good culture. They're going in the right direction. Do I believe the Kings are going in the right direction? Sure. But until they actually have a winning season, I can't sit here and tell you guys that this culture is good. Because when things go wrong and your team starts losing, your culture is not good. Right now, everybody feels good and they're feeling themselves because they're winning. That's fine. It's an 82-game season. I'm very consistent with what I say. And the same goes with Tyrese. Like, he has to stop the cap and stop bringing up the Kings and talking about culture. Like, yeah, you are part of a shitty culture. Yes, we know that. But you're still part of a shitty culture in Indiana until y'all start winning games. You guys are tanking for Wemby. Stop the cap. They're not a playoff team. They're not a play-in team. Yeah, they're 5-5. Who cares? They're not good. They're not good. And that's the funny part. That's the funny part. And let's go to Reese Caldwell. JJ says we didn't ask him about the Kings when he said this. Super petty and super immature. And I'm glad she called him out. And she said, and she's referring to him as he keeps milking his whole Tyrese got traded thing, which she's right. Like JJ is just milking his whole thing for views, which he doesn't have to because he gets plenty of views and he's beloved by a lot of people. He's a smart guy. But right now he's allowing his friendships to get in the way of his actual IQ, of his actual takes. Like it's crazy. And Reese said it the way it is. My tweet didn't refer to any question. I simply stated, you have flamed this more than Tyrese has. He gives Fox love. And then you say, you're the bigger man than me. Those are some flames, sir. If the context is wrong and why you said that, please enlighten me. So obviously, Tyrese was talking about he has a great chance to be an all-star this year. And then JJ laughed, smirked it off, and said, well, you're a bigger man than me. So implying that, yeah, right, he's not an all-star. So Reese, as a husband of De'Aaron Fox, of course he's going to defend her, man. Like, that's common knowledge, right? Like, that's what you expect. But there's also so much validation to what she said because we all feel that way. Like, okay, well, he just smirked it off like, yeah, right. Like, psych. Like, that's what he meant to say. Yet he was too afraid to say it. So, and then she said, I know it brings up old feelings from when you were traded from Orlando, but move on, JJ. Ouch. Ouch. That hurt me. That hurt me. And then Bill Simmons says, feel like this tweet was really the turning point for Fox, so I'm taking credit. What a clown. That's crazy. What a clown. That's crazy. So let's
How
let's
much
hear
does
what he
culture
said.
matter in a locker room? Like, how talented does a team have to be to make up for bad culture?
Yeah, so I can only speak on what I've been involved in. My first 2 years, I played in a team, an organization with zero culture, being honest. And I think the great part of coming to Indiana.
There's no great part to coming to Indiana. Stop the cap there, too. And then someone had tweeted at me and said, yeah, he's right. But, bro, talking like Indiana's so much better. And that's my whole point. Like, they're not. Julian Perez said, I love what I'm seeing from Fox, so we got to stop acting like he's definitely better than that. He is definitely better than Haliburton. He is. He's a better basketball player. Is he a better point guard? Define what a point guard is nowadays. If you define a point guard as playmaker, which again, talk about the MVPs in the last decade. Has Chris Paul ever won MVP? Steve Nash was the last true playmaker or traditional point guard. Derrick Rose, not a point guard by your definition, by a lot of people's definitions. He ain't a point guard. Russell Westbrook, not a point guard. They're scoring guards, bro. That's what this league has transitioned into. Like, why do we love to pick and choose our arguments? Oh, well, he's not a playmaker, so he's not a point guard. Oh, Tyrese is a better point guard. It's like, is he though? By what definition? Who's a better player, period, today? And that's De'Aaron Fox. He's 2 years older, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. Year and 9 months. And we talk about upside. Like, it's not Fox's fault that Tyrese came out a year late. Like, he came out as a sophomore. Whoop-de-doo, it's his third year. Who cares? He said, but we got to stop acting like he's definitely better than Haliburton and always will be. It's still entirely possible that Tyrese ends up being better. You're right about that. But I don't think it's going to happen. He's younger. Okay. Yeah, he's younger. Not young enough to be like, okay, well, his upside is just incredible. Like no, he's gonna plateau like most players do. especially guys who have a bad looking jump shot like that. And once guys eventually figure him out, things will be tougher. And he does have nights where he has shitty nights. He still has those nights. He had those nights in Sacramento. Okay, but let's continue. A way better shooter. Again, it's up for debate now, like it really is. Especially with Fox hitting his shots the way he has, especially the way he hits his shots in the mid-range. He's not a better mid-range shooter, I promise you that. Better playmaker, okay. He is. But again, not by much. As I said, depending on what system you play, that's also going to matter in terms of counting stats. Yes, he's going to have more assists a game. You got to take into account that Sabonis will get 5 to 7 assists a night because of how the Kings play and because of how great of a passer he is himself. So you add that to the equation of like Fox was primarily averaging 6-7 his entire career. Now it's going to be less or somewhere around there. Like, that's not saying much, bro. That doesn't mean that Fox can't create, which he creates for everybody else on just driving kicks alone. He's made insane passes. He sees everything. He's a very good pick and roll player. Like, he's not Davion Mitchell, and I'm not trying to clown him right now because this is about Tyrese and Fox, but you're acting like he's Davion Mitchell. Like, De'Aaron Fox is a very, very good passer. But obviously, there's levels to passing. And yes, Tyrese is one of the better passers in the league, without question. But that doesn't make him a better point guard. That doesn't make him a better player. Unless you define point guard by just assists, which I don't. Like, I really don't. Okay. And his Buddy and ISO, stop. His Buddy and ISO game is ridiculous to even mention that in the same stratosphere as De'Aaron Fox. The only definite advantages Fox has are athleticism, which will always be like there is no changing of anything there. Like that's how it's gonna stay, because those are gifts from God. His defensive tools, again, better defender than Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese is not good. To me, what Tyrese said was accurate, and I have no problem with him saying it. I don't either. He's right. He's right about half of it, though, because, yes, Kings have a losing culture, have a bad culture, until proven otherwise, until they have a winning season. But what has he done, though? What did he do to stop that culture here when he was here? And what's he doing in Indiana? They lost last year. They were a tanking team. And they're going to be a tanking team this year because they're not a playoff team. And they're not a play-in team, especially in the East, who is better than the West this year, by the way. But let's continue. Also, I'm still of the belief that given time and the right coaching staff plus supporting cast, he and Fox could have worked together. They're both good, smart players, and they could have figured out how to coexist successfully. Yeah, maybe. I can see it. But at the end of the day, the Kings needed a guy like Sabonis. They thought they were drafting that and Marvin Bagley. But I know Seabass is on there. Big Bagley fan here. One of the worst players in the league. I hate to say it. It's arguably the worst defender in basketball. Just saying. But they didn't get that in Marvin Bagley. Like, they were searching for that 2010 and 6 guy. They have that in Sabonis now. They were searching for a great screener. They have that in Sabonis now. An elite rebounder. They have that in Sabonis now. So it just made sense to unlock and to maximize a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Again, Tyrese is very good. I love Tyrese. I just hate the fact that he continues to just bury himself and just, like many people said in the comments today, be that salty ex-girlfriend. And let's be honest, salty ex-girlfriend. But who's been worse is JJ. Like, JJ's been worse than Tyrese. And I don't think I've said that before, but I'm saying it now. Like, he's been worse. He's just, milked it as much as he can. And that sucks. That sucks, man. What are people saying? Sup, Leo. Kings are back. Fox is an all-star this year. Yes, sir. Sabonis dribble handoff with rescreens and Herter. The Monk steps up back. Three is beautiful. Exactly. The Kings just need a rim protector. And that's where that trade can come in where, Vince and I were talking about that. Mitchell Robinson and Cam Reddish for Harrison Barnes and Davion or Terrence Davis potentially. Maybe you have to add a pick. I don't know where the Knicks are right now in terms of how they value him, but that would be a good trade in my opinion. I didn't know that Murray's grandmother had a stroke. I didn't know that either. Prayers out to his grandma. That could be a reason why he's struggling. Some people just think these guys are just superheroes and they can do no wrong. Like they have to perform. Like bro, like they're human beings just like we are. They bleed just like we do. They have issues just like we do. I personally think Boogie would be a great physical presence for us off the bench. That is the worst kind. And I love me some Donovan Smith. Like I love you for the love and support, but the Kings would be so much worse with DeMarcus Cousins because he's not good enough to just deal with that headache. I mean, the guy hasn't changed at all. Like he continues to be a headache, a diva, continues to get technical fouls. Like off the bench, too. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then on top of that, he's just god-awful defensively. And you're telling me that you want... So, people are saying we need rim protection. You don't get that with DeMarcus. People are going to hunt him, just like the Kings would hunt him whenever they would face him. Like, he made Rashawn Holmes look like a superstar on plenty of nights. So, how exactly is he going to help? You don't need offense. The team scored 120 again tonight. Their problem is not offense. Their problem is defense. And he is the complete opposite of what defense is. He is one of the worst defenders in basketball. That's DeMarcus Cousins. You don't need DeMarcus Cousins. Stop. I've been, trying to be very nice about it. Like, no, but that's just the truth. He doesn't address a need for this team. He just doesn't. I'd rather play Alex Len, and I'm not an Alex Len fan. I'd rather play Nemias. He's young and he's not ready, but I'd rather just go with that experiment if you're going to go in that direction. But I'd rather play Holmes over all of them, and he's not playing. So where are we at? We're playing Metu at center. Come on, man. Bat says that's the most logical thing Leo said. We're not an elite defensive team unless we change personnel. And Boogie will not help in changing that personnel. I think having Damian Jones back would have been perfect for us. Yeah, Damian as a backup is not bad. And the Lakers started him, and then they brought it. The thing is, Damian's not a starter, though, right? Like, the Lakers tried it. They try to put him with AD, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I would not start DD over Harrison. No thanks. Rashawn not going to finish the Kings season. I hate to say it. Talked about that. What top three would you rather have? Miles Turner, Tyrese Haliburton, Mathurin, or Sabonis Fox Herter? What you think, bro? Come on, man. Fox and Sabonis. Pretty sure Simmons was just thrown to be sure. Kings for the win. Beat LA. Yes, sir. I like the Pacers team. You also like the Pistons, bro. So that's not saying much. But let's get to the people, man. Click the link below. It's in the comments. Cameras would be nice for the Kings. Would love to hear your thoughts. What about Noel? He has a pretty good shot blocking. Blocker off the bench. With the Pistons next to that trade. JJ's a career role player. Why people take him seriously? JJ's very smart, bro. JJ knows basketball, but he's allowing his friendship to get in the way of his analysis, which is sad. Which is something that you should not do, right? So here we see early on that Keegan was just struggling to stay in front of this guy. Lonnie is very good. Like, Lonnie is very good. It's truly an unfair matchup, in my opinion. Here we go. What's up, Tyson? How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man. What are your thoughts on the game tonight?
Sloppy, but I thought this was a good learning and teaching moment. You gotta win the sloppy games when stuff isn't falling. Just gotta find a way to win.
Nobody cares about the fact that the Kings got robbed 2 games, right? They're not going to care
Nope, which
about
is why
this.
you gotta beat the team you're supposed to beat.
Exactly. And when they see the record at the end of the year, nobody's going to remember that the fact that they won by, I don't know, 6 points tonight.
Nope.
So what was your biggest takeaway tonight?
I thought the second half, the defense was not great, but it was definitely better. A lot more focused. And then Fox was just too much for the Lakers. He just starched them.
He really did. Like, De'Aaron Fox is that guy. I've been saying that for a long time, man. I mean, you know that. And people thought I was crazy. Like, people are starting to see that if he continues on this trajectory, which I believe he will, I'm not saying that my prediction of him being a top 10 talent, but damn, like his qualities of that type of speed, and it's not just reckless speed, it's like controlled speed. You know what I'm saying?
The ability to like
It's
stop and
different.
start,
Right.
like to decelerate, accelerate. He can just he's mastered at getting to his spot. Like he can pretty much get that mid range whenever he wants. Like there's he could that little free throw line area. It's money in the bank for
And
him.
he's making free throws now.
Exactly. Like and if the 3-point shot stays at like 35, 36%,
It's a wrap, bro.
good luck.
It's a wrap. And if he continues to play, decent. I'm not saying I want him to be, Drew Holiday, but if he's 40th percentile in the league, I'm okay with that because his offensive role is so big on this team. Like, I'm okay with
Exactly.
that.
Not a super minus on that end.
Which he has been his entire career, right?
Right.
So if you go from bottom worst, just say 5, just for a hypothetical, to 40th percentile, that's a huge jump, and that's respectable. Where again, as you said, he's not a minus out there. Like he's also taking um, he's taking on the challenges of wanting to guard the other guy's best players or the players that are hot that night. Like that's commendable, man, and that's that leadership quality that Mike Brown continues to talk about with him. Like it's not the points, it's everything else that he does tonight. I mean, he had double-digit assists tonight, and you love to see it.
Yeah, I love what Mike Brown said after the game. He told Fox like after he scored like 20 something the second half, he was like, I didn't even think that was that great. He's like, and that's just the standard. Like, what do you do? I expect you to get 30. What are you gonna do else? And it seems like in the last couple minutes of the game, he's really locked in defensively, which is really nice to see.
Raider Nation says the Lakers are better. Come on, brother. The Lakers are just so bad.
That's reaching with that one.
Are the Lakers the worst team in the West? They might be.
I don't I can I mean who
OKC is
I don't
better.
Yep. I mean I don't see
Like
that's the
seriously, like who's worse than
The Rockets are better, bro. The Rockets I'm taking over them.
Minnesota's struggling, but they're better.
The Spurs are better.
Jeez, they're arguably the worst team in the West. That's saying something. That's saying
That
something.
is terrible.
El Lobo says Fox's playmaking was really impressive tonight. Again, I don't define playmaking as an actual assist, though. To me, playmaking is getting your guys in the right situations. The hockey assist, which Lonzo Ball is the best at, which he doesn't get credit for. But it's how he sets up everybody else off of his offensive game. Like, yes, it's nice to have the assist, like the last pass. But if that requires him to attack, collapse the defense, pass out, and then swing the second guy swinging the ball and him giving the credit, that's Fox playmaking though. I think people put too much emphasis on the assist totals, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's getting into the paint, drawing the defense, and then kicking out, and then the ball swings again, I mean, that's all him at that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember
the
when?
Kings had 27 assists. They had, I think, 30 the other night. So right there, I mean, he's passing it, gets swung again, and it's a three or something like that. So
Remember when Rashawn Holmes' push shot used to be that automatic right around sounds that range? And that's the thing, right? Well, Tyson and I can agree that he needs to be played, he needs to be showcased, and they need to find a way to get that version back. Because if that version ever comes back, the Kings are in business. Because now you have you have a starter level guy that has played at that level before. Now, is he that guy? We don't really know until he's used properly. Like, we really don't. So it would be conducive for the Kings to find that version, and they just got to help him.
and running the whole DHOs, that's not using him to succeed.
No,
Like
it's not.
you actually need to run more pick and rolls for him.
Right. And tonight, and every time the Kings run a high pick and roll with Sabonis and Fox, it's just a thing of beauty, and it's always a bucket.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's easy because of Sabonis rolls. He attracts so much gravity, and then Fox just, like, if they cheat on
Mid-range
that,
every time.
right. So if they originally cheat on that slip pass, then Fox gets to a spot, then it's over anyway.
right.
So
And then he can just hit the pocket pass like you saw how many times tonight? Like, just beautiful.
Rockets worse than Lakers, but Lakers are tied right now. The Rockets have more upside though, and nobody
But at
can.
least the Rockets play harder.
And they're funner to watch, honestly. The Lakers are trash. They're in the Wembanyama sweepstakes, and again, it's funny because they can't get Wembanyama because
know,
of that
don't-
swap.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Pelicans own their pick. Like,
Oh my god, that would be scary if Wemby went there. Like they'd be a contender, at least on paper. The Lakers should just trade LeBron for the East Coast for cash considerations. That's funny. Send him to Cleveland, bro. Did you see that verified account that bought the verification and he put that LeBron was like, I'm going back to Cleveland?
I saw someone tweet about that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out to Elon Musk. Question: if Holmes can play along, can Holmes play alongside Sabonis? In theory, he can. Like, if people want to put Miles Turner next to him, it didn't work the first time. And again, I go back and forth because people question me. They're like, "Oh, well, do you not believe in Fox?" And I'm like, if they would ever work or not work, I don't think you'd have to do a lot with Fox because of what their offense system is. Like, their offense system is a lot of DHO. So either way, like, Fox doesn't pound the hell out of the ball anyway. So if it worked out, I'm not saying it can't work out, but it didn't work out the first time. So I wouldn't be as confident. But on paper, they do mix well. I mean, especially because he can shoot the three. But for some reason, it just didn't work out over there.
Yeah, I don't. What was the problem with those two? Because Turner is really good in the mid range and he's really good from three, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Holmes' version from 2 seasons ago would make the Kings more dangerous team, without question. But just imagine going out with Sabonis and bringing in Rashawn Holmes from 2 years ago. I mean, you're in business. But
Yeah.
how do you find that? So, I guess moving forward, looking at the next game, Tyson, and looking at what they did tonight, where, again, Klay Thompson got away with a huge moving screen, which opened up Curry for a shot. The Kings have to be very, very alert that they get away with a lot of calls. And how do you combat something like that?
You just have to keep your confidence up. I mean, the Warriors seem to get away with a ton of moving screens, and they're just not going to get called. Just have to fight on defense like crazy and secure the rebound when you get your chance, because if not, what's happened last time is going to happen again.
Holmes can't play against Sabonis for the same reason like Paula got pulled from the starting lineup. I think he has unfair circumstances because Sabonis is playing so bad, right? Like, especially those first 4 games, that if you get this version of Sabonis where he's actually making his layups and he's being physical, like the Ox, like there's a reason why his name is the Ox. And he was looking like a baby sheep the first 4 games, right? Where he was incredibly soft. But right now he's the Ox and he's pounding guys. He pounded Jared Allen. He pounded Evan Mobley. He pounded AD. He pounded Wendy Gay, a poor guy, but he's doing his job. So I believe if you play Okpala again, you're going to see a different version of that, front court, I guess, if you want to call it that, with Keegan, Okpala, and Sabonis. Your thoughts on that?
Would you play Okpala over TD?
Depending on the matchup, yes.
Because I was thinking, like, that's the guy I think. Although Terrence seems to, like, every other game, he seems to, like, get you those 10, 12 points or, like.
So Trey Lyles.
When you said Trey Lyles earlier, I'm thinking, well, Terrence Davis is the same thing. He's either 10 points or 0.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'd rather give Okpala his minutes. I mean, why not have a plus defender out there?
Right. And I think that's really what it comes down to. So if you get this version, and it's all predicated on your 2 best players playing to their level, right? Like, that's really what it's always been about. Like, if those 2 guys can play at that level, then yes, these other role players are going to look better. Keegan's not going to continue to struggle the way he is.
No.
I think someone said his grandma has cancer, right? Or she's not feeling well. So again, man, it's part of him adjusting. It's rookie year. Yes, he's an older rookie, but I also didn't expect him to win Rookie of the Year, and I was very adamant about that. Like, and he doesn't need to be. Like, he can make an impact, and he's making an impact in different facets, and that's all we can ask for.
He doesn't need the ball to be effective. Like, his presence, his gravity alone. I mean, guys have to stay home. If they don't, he's gonna bang threes.
So let's look at this following play here. We saw Keegan get smoked there. He got smoked twice, I think, in that first quarter. God, that's just a thing of beauty, right? Like, and this is what I'm saying, where even if he's not shooting the ball well, guys are still closing out hard. They're still top blocking him. And I said this earlier that Lonnie Walker had a good game offensively, but he's still a bad defender. Like, he's as bad as what Monk was last year, where there's just no leadership there, even though defense is their thing, I guess. But this is bad defense, easy blow by, great pocket pass here, dump off, and God, he's just so fast. He just accelerates, decelerates. He's just so good, man. Here we see De'Aaron Fox throw it into the paint, and again, 4 dudes around Sabonis. It doesn't matter. The guy is an ox. It doesn't matter who you put against this guy. He's strong as hell. What the hell is Pat Bev doing getting a technical foul one of these plays? Oh,
First of all, that
goodness.
was a travel.
Yeah, he did.
On that one.
Watch. Let's go back.
I mean, that was a walk. I saw that in real time. That was a
1,
walk easy.
2, 3. He's calling for a foul. Easy strip there. Easy dunk there. Bam. So the Kings were just playing sloppy. I think they had. See how many turnovers they had today. They had 15 turnovers. Now, how many points did the Lakers score off that? I don't know. But they had a lot of bad turnovers tonight.
And probably most of those were in the first half.
Yes. But they had some ugly ones in the third, too. God, Russell Westbrook just won. He's literally playing football here. See, that guy right there, my Mexican brother here, Juan Toscano, I think he would have been a phenomenal fit with the Kings. Just a good player.
Yeah, he's solid.
Russell Westbrook here with, what was that? Reeves. What do you think about Reeves?
Streaky. I thought he was really aggressive tonight. He got away with a lot of offensive fouls too.
AD doing AD things. Russell Westbrook. Just a bowling ball
Doing his
there.
thing with the
Yeah.
air ball.
Air ball, then rebound because it was an air ball because no one expect. Well, you should expect that by now. Easy blow by there. Bad defense. Again, so
Metu opened up his drive for some
way
reason here.
like
I mean,
why?
you can't give him the baseline.
No. Right, and obviously, so two things. As you said, great note there. He opened up here, but at the same time, like these guys here, they have to be aware of this, and the rotation is just off. Yes, it's Metu's fault for sure, but Monk has an obligation here as well on this switch to be in better position, because now his head's turned. Like, why are you turning your head here? So, and he's out of position here. Like, he could have taken a charge, and then Fox could have rotated here. Because, again, pack the paint. This team can't shoot, even though they shot the ball well tonight. But just these are things that you'll point out in the film. I'm like, he has to be better. Here we see TD. Nice little flings. Go back to that. So we get a swing here. Nice little back pick here, right? Gets Lyles going to the paint, which is a nice little pop-up, a little flare screen here. Metsu setting that screen for Monk to pop up and then drive and kick. Just beautiful
Monk's
basketball.
Playmaking in the pick and roll
It's been
is
good.
Really underrated.
Yes, I talked about that when you play with AD, and you know, and now we see that Iverson cut here by Trey Lyles. Now we see a little pick and no roll, but Fox gets to a spot. So they got to play more of that, man. Like Fox in the pick and roll is just lethal. We got Patrick Beverly. It's a good pass here. What do you think about Damian Jones? Like, do you think the Kings missed him as like the backup?
Now that I'm seeing what the backup situation looks like, yes. I was saying that live to myself on the screen. I'm like, he'd actually still be like the perfect backup, I think. I mean, of course, Rashawn would be ideal if he's playing well, but Jones, I mean, he was really solid for us last year. I think he's definitely, I think he's better than Metu and he's better than Len.
See, this is too easy, right? Like,
you can't give him the baseline. I mean, that's
he
didn't want to pick up his third foul there.
That's true.
But you gotta force him to the middle.
Can you imagine AD and Sabonis playing together?
That's a pipe dream, but
yeah. Reeves. Here we go. Another Patrick Beverly. Here we go. Oh, he took that Tyson step, right? This is what they always call you for here, bro. You see how he kind of jumped into his shot, and they call travel on you.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Russell Westbrook playing football here. Jeez, what the fuck? What the fuck? What was that?
Who is he passing that to?
He's lucky AD is so much bigger than everybody else. AD here 1-on-1. Oof. That's gross. That's gross.
He hasn't been hitting those all year either.
He hasn't. Then De'Aaron Fox doing De'Aaron Fox things. Room.
It's just not. That's not
Room.
even fair, right there.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Jeez Louise. Here we go. Bam.
That is just.
Again. Go back to that.
Yep. High pick and roll.
Well, this is more of like a free throw pick and roll, right? Boom. But it opens up what? It opens up other guys. And if some guy cheats here, he can swing it here. You know, great ball fake here, which create enough space. Herder's been so good this year, like with his like sidestep or he's been filthy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been very impressed with him. Like very shocked as well. This is hilarious. Looked him, started him, say rock the baby, got a technical foul. Like, bro, like that.
Herder should have rocked it back on him.
Facts. I was hoping he did that and he didn't. Oh, right here.
That's an and one. He got chopped on the head.
Bro, it should have went like this. Like, come on, man. It's all fun and games. And he got the technical foul. So at that point, I would have been like this. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to get fined, make it worth it. And then just De'Aaron Fox. He's so special, bro.
That was just timely.
Jeez. That guy is different. The Kings have one of those now. Kings only 9 turnovers versus Cleveland. Here we go again. Wenyen Gabriel. Lonnie is so fast, bro.
His first step is ridiculous, bro.
Very reminiscent of Fox. Like, same, in the half court, very similar. Like, full speed on the court, Fox is just different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oof. That's a good move there. Who was that? Oh, that was Troy Brown. Yeah, that's my boy, too. Out of Oregon. God, they're so bad. That's what I'm saying.
Why are you running at Lonnie Walker, though?
Kevin is just such a bad defender, bro. I hate to say it.
You got to know who you're guarding.
He's so out of position, yes.
Lonnie Walker is not hitting a contested three in your face.
Good defense here. Straight up. It's just Lonnie's able just to change his body.
Yeah.
In midair, like I'm saying. What the This guy is like that dude at 24, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like the guy with like the with like the do-rag that like makes like a tough shot and he comes back and he does some shit like this. Oh my gosh, bro. Russell Westbrook at its finest. Then we get Fox here.
Bye.
God, that's unfair, bro. It just is.
It just hits the accelerator, bro.
Like, besides Giannis, who else puts fear into you? De'Aaron.
I mean, on the fast break,
Yeah.
Giannis, Fox, and Ja. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
these guys are just unfair on the fast break.
Right. Oh, I was like, shoot the ball.
This is crazy to me. How he still shot this.
Hey, tip your hat off to him, bro. I'm gonna make him.
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. Do you want no business of Davion?
None, and they called those fouls.
I think he traveled there. Reeves did.
He did. They called that live. Watch his pivot foot on the baseline.
Oh my God! He
How do you miss that?
And he's looking at him. Oh, that is gross. I missed that one. Oh, that's beautiful.
Great ATO by Mike Brown right there.
Okay, let's go back. Here we go. So let's see the functionality of everybody here, right? Here we go. So we get like a pick and pop, not a roll, and you get the ball swung back to the weak side at this point because the strong side was his side. And then you get a nice flare action say a sideline flare action here, and then both guys don't communicate, and it's just a great pass by Monk and great recognition here. So he sees the overplay, and then a great slip here, and just a dime, That's like a Leo Bia's dime. That's a Leo Bia's dime, bro. Like, jeez Louise. Yeah, great ATO there. God, that's so predictable, and yet they didn't get into the way.
Who is that? TD?
It's first of all, this is on Metsu too, because like, why are you coming from like this side? Come this way.
Let Westbrook shoot that tough shot.
Fudge. Breakdown there. Reeves. He got that rebound again.
They got a bunch of those.
Christie. Oh, fake Kobe Bryant there. Oh, what a swat. Who was that? Keegan.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Ooh, Malik said, y'all regret not giving me my money. Terrence Davies has these moments all the time. Look at Keeg. Who said I can't dribble? With the left? This is just different, though. This is just different. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord.
That too.
That was off Fox. Y'all see how his dexterity on like how he gets there, and he's doing it like at 50% too. Like he's not even going full speed.
Yeah, he's not the accelerator. He hasn't even kicked it in yet.
He's just sidestep to the middle, Euro inside. Oh my gosh, he's different, bro. Here we go again. Oh, what a dime! And they say he's not a playmaker.
Yeah, right.
Come on, bro. I mean, he does. He's done it his whole life, but guys just don't hit shots.
Yeah, and you're seeing it now when he actually passes to guys who can hit shots.
Jeez, Reeves is just out of control. He's just reckless. He's like those reckless hoopers.
Look at him, bro. That was an offensive foul right there, too.
Davion got a fall on the ground, just flop. This is beautiful.
Step back.
That's gross, bro. That's truly unfair.
That is like
over AD. He loves playing over AD.
Hey, he torched him again. Like,
yeah, that's gross too, though.
Yeah, that's you can't. No. That's not even teachable.
No. You either have it or you don't.
This
great
was
double.
Just comical. Like.
Yeah. Great double. Great defense.
Yeah. If
great
you're gonna
defense.
come off of one player, let it be Russ.
Yeah. Great defense. I love this. He's like, no thanks. Come here. And this is what I'm talking about with Russ. Like, he's so bad.
I think he thought Reeves was supposed to switch, and he didn't.
But that's not their scheme, though. Like, he always thinks this shit. Like, he's so lazy. Just like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
God, look at this.
Spin move, hand up, so what, bro? Hand up, so what?
It's different, bro. He's different. Yuck. Well, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
Take it.
Y'all gotta love it, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We just went over the highlights. We gone over Tyrese's tweets today. We gone over Tyson's Bill Simmons sarcastic tweet as well. I mean, the guy is a joke, but you know, we gotta give him some love out there. Gotta give him some love out there. Final thoughts leading into the game for Sunday, because they won't see the Warriors until April. To me, it's a must win. I know it's early in the year, but they've lost in 2 games, but specifically last game where they should have won that game. In the first game, they're getting blown out. But this game, to me, it's a must-win.
I agree. It's a must win because you couldn't close out that last one against them. I think if the Kings get a lead, they have to sustain it. Like, they cannot, the Warriors can't have a fourth quarter where they just take your 10-point lead and all of a sudden they go on a 10-0 run. It's going to be, I think, close, come down to the wire, and they got to win it with the defensive stop.
And as you said earlier, like, you just got to pray and hope that Steph doesn't get every call because he does get a lot of calls. Just in screens alone. Like, if you look at Rashawn Holmes, who gets moving screens all the time, I'm like, just look at Draymond Green. I was about to say that. Like, it's insane to me.
And they can't let, yeah.
And tonight, Clay got away with just an ugly, like, he knocked out Okoro and then opened up Steph for the shot. I'm just like, with the game on the line too, no call, moved into
crazy.
him.
Game on the line.
Moved into him. And you're just like, bro, Pelicans gonna have fun with those Lakers draft picks. Yeah, Lakers are bad, bro. The Lakers are bad, man. But that's gonna do it, y'all. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to Chases in Elk Grove for sponsoring this episode of the CK Podcast. Make sure you guys check them out as well. Great food, always a good time. Always brings you happiness in terms of delicious food. This podcast will be available as well on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your pods. Make sure you guys leave us a review on iTunes. Helps out a lot. And y'all gotta start hitting the damn like button, man, because it just doesn't add up. Like, sometimes you just gotta hit the like button. As soon as you get on the stream, you gotta hit the like button. So that's going to do it, y'all. Tomorrow, Saturday's off day for the Kings. We got to bring you guys some more content, though. Tyson will keep bringing you guys his articles on cowbellkingdom.com. Make sure you guys sign up for the subscription. It's free for your emails. It goes straight to your email. So if you guys want content delivered to your inbox, subscribe on the website. But that's going to do it, y'all. Make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram as well, at Basketball Zone Official, or at cowbell_kingdom. What a night. Ugly win. It doesn't matter. Kings win. See you guys on the next one. Peace.